I'm here with Aaron Abbey fighting Christopher Daniel at Octagon 52 in Newcastle, England. Octagon is kind of spreading its wings, moving into new territory, going to the UK. Aaron, first off, before we get to the flyweight fight, the title fight last time out, the new fight coming up, just talk to me about how you got into MMA. What drew you to the sport originally?
I started mixed martial arts because my uncle, Julian, he used to train and started teaching a class with all the funds going to cystic fibrosis. I was born with cystic fibrosis, which is a genetic inherited condition. And I was playing football at the time, and it was on the nights that football wasn't on. So I just started going to that and fell in love with it from there, really.
That is an inspiring story, and really kind of a struggle to overcome, I guess.
Uh, I've never known any different. I was diagnosed and like 2 weeks in, and I've always just wanted to push and challenge myself. I was fortunate to have parents who treat me
Well,
like a
making it to
normal
this,
kid. So,
sorry about that, making it to this level, very impressive. And then, you know, I just want to talk as well a little bit about Welsh MMA. Obviously, I think a lot of fans know Brett Johns or Jack Shore, but overall, what is your take on the Welsh MMA scene right now? Because for a small country, it does seem to be producing a lot of talent.
I think it's great. I think it's growing. I think the community in Wales is strongly supportive. The community, and if you look at some of the things like take from the football and the rugby and how well they perform in their sports, we'll be able to do that in MMA. We're growing at the moment. With everything, obviously, for sure, MMA guys and the guys down south, they're producing a lot of good talent and watch their goal. My opinion, both Wales, like, it's subject to managing champs now, coming through, growing and able to
Your Octagon debut, you're fighting for the flyweight title. Everything's going well, good fight, and then a cut happens. It stopped. Did you think maybe you would get a rematch after that, given how that fight ended?
Yeah, so obviously he said he wanted the rematch. The show wanted the rematch. So I did think I was going to get it. I agreed to the rematch, on the week after the fight, and we had the date sorted and everything, but it just never come to fruition.
Now, when you say it never came to fruition, obviously, if you had a date, you've agreed to it. Do you know what happened there?
I just don't know if Garcia is going to come back to Octagon. I don't think he wants the rematch. I think maybe he's talked about it with his team, and they don't think maybe it's a good fight for him, and they just changed their mind on everything, because they never actually like signed the contract. It was just signed on my side, but he said in the post fight press conference that he was up for the rematch. I deserved the rematch and everything, but it was something that just never ended up happening for a reason. We'll hopefully find out in the future, but I know he's not injured or anything, so it's just one of them things.
Well, I guess as they say, the show must go on, which brings us to Octagon 52 in Newcastle, where you're going to be fighting Christopher Daniel. Now, is there a bit of bad blood here? He came out and said some stuff that you break easily, and I guess he's not talking about the last fight. That was a cut. I don't know if he's referring to anything specific, but I take it you caught wind of those comments. What was kind of your response?
Uh, it's no like personal beef with Daniel. Personally, I feel like when people say things like that about me, it's one of those people that I've always grown up with. would always tell me you can't do this. You know, your lungs aren't good enough. You're not fit enough. So like saying I break easily is probably something that I really disagree with. You know, being born with cystic fibrosis, going through stage 3 cancer, multiple bouts of chemotherapy, and getting back to where I am now shows that I'm not a quitter. I don't break. I'll never be broken. If you look at all my fights, I think I've only lost one round 3. I always keep moving forward. I've been cut and I keep going. The cut stoppage, twice I've been stopped, 2 cuts, never anything else, never been submitted, never been knocked out up to this point in my career. And you know, when you grow up with people always telling you you can't and you're not fit enough and your lungs can't cope with exercise, when someone says I'm a quitter and I break, that just fuels me up to, you know, just prove someone else wrong.
You know, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I've always thought of it this way. If you're battling something like cancer, that is the fight of your life. You win that fight, it pales in comparison to a fist fight in the end at the end of the day.
Yeah, I completely agree. You know, I've been through state. I've gone into operations where I don't know if I'm going to wake up on the other side. I've been told to write a will with my parents before me fighting someone and breaking. It's just never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Like I said you can judge, you know, critique my skill set, critique my fighting style. You know, beat me in a fight over 3 rounds, but never like don't question my mindset and my ability to keep pushing forward through tough times.
And that's a good jumping off point for my next question. When you talk about critiquing skill set, I'm going to have you critique Christopher Daniel. I mean, what do you think of his ability? What are you expecting to see from him in the fight?
I think he's good. I think he's dangerous. I think he's dangerous with his submissions, especially off his back. I think that, you know, he's got some things he likes to do on the feet, uh, which I have to be aware of as well on the ground. And again, I feel like with their styles make fights. He's likes playing off his back in a jiu-jitsu match. I like being the top guy in jiu-jitsu and MMA. And again, I'm going to forward pressure and push him into places that hopefully he doesn't want to be, and he's going to be tired. But you know, as for his skill set, I think it's going to be my strengths against his strengths, and who performs better on the night.
Well, looking forward to this one. It's coming at an opportune time. I don't think any of the big promotions really have anything going on this week, and Octagon's going to have a bit of center stage in that regard. And Octagon in general, kind of blowing up right now. Like I said, they're pushing into some new territory. They're really kind of taking Europe by storm. What's it been like working with them?
It's been amazing. I don't think I've ever felt as part of a show as I have done since being with Oktagon. The shows they put on and the relationships and the way they look after their fighters have been second to none. You know, I've got no qualms with it. There's, you know, the owners of the show are polite. They respect you. They come up to you and treat you like you're doing something for them, which makes you want to do more for them. If you get me, some shows I've fought in the past, maybe, you know, the promoter they want you to feel like they're doing you a favor, putting you on, but with them, they don't come across like that, which makes you want to build up the show and bring the show. And like I almost feel like Oktagon is we instead of like I fight on Oktagon. So it's been great, and what they're doing for the UK market is phenomenal, and the platform they're giving the UK fighters on their stages they're doing has been fantastic. So I'm proud to represent them.
Well, that is very cool to hear. This one in Newcastle, of course. Maybe they can get the Wales at some point. Um, you are getting this one early in 2024, that bodes well for the rest of the year. You're going to have plenty of time if you want to fight, 2, 3 more times. So what would be ideal for you? What are kind of your goals this year?
This is my sixth fight in 11 months, my seventh fight in 14 months. So after this fight, if come out all good, I'll go February. I'll go
No
March.
slowing down.
No, I feel like I had to have 2 years off, obviously with illness. I'm a fighter. I'm constantly in the gym. Like after this fight, I might have a week off from training, but I'll be coaching and I'll be back in the gym. I like to challenge myself, push myself, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to compete. I'm here to compete as often as I can as well. And I also feel, going back to the previous question as well, Oktagon, the flyweight division is new to it. Garcia obviously doesn't know what he's doing, didn't want to come back. They give me the option to sit out and wait to see if he ever does come back. But again, I'd like to take things under my own control. And I also want to carry the flag for the flyweight division because, I think it's one of the best divisions, the most exciting fights are in the flyweight division as well. And I want to be able to carry that flag for the flyweights in the Oktagon division. So I need to be active doing that. I need to stay relevant, need to keep performing. But yeah, like I said, I get out of January. I know there's shows February, March, back in the UK at April at the latest. I'll hopefully be back in there.
Sounds like a plan. Long term, and actually, I'm gonna jump off there for a second. Flyweight division has just kind of blown up in the last couple of years, which is crazy because we can all remember when the UFC was ready to cut the flyweights. Now, across multiple organizations, like you said, one of the hottest divisions with some of the best fights. Long term, what's the goal for you though? I mean, you grab that Octagon title, whether it's against Garcia or somebody else. Do you want to stick around and defend it? Would you be looking at trying to break into the UFC, PFL? Well, PFL doesn't have flyweight right now. They own Bellator. Bellator was kind of toying with a flyweight division, but what would be your goal?
I don't. I've always when you get into the sport, obviously you're always dreaming of the UFC and wanting to make the UFC. But I feel like anytime I've focused on the thing that's not in front of me is when I maybe haven't performed my best. So it's for me just at the moment focusing on winning this Octagon world title as when I can, and I'm happy in Octagon. I wouldn't even look past going anywhere else at the moment. But I feel like at the moment I've got to focus on Daniels, get this out of the way Saturday, and with a good performance, hopefully I'm fighting for the belt next. And being a world champion has always been a dream and a goal. And I feel like I spoke about it in the build up to the last one. This is my Rocky story, the story of the underdog who manages to win that world championship belt. So that's what my aim is this year.
Well, it is a fantastic story. I will ask you one more before I let you go, Aaron. And again, I appreciate the time today. Just give us a prediction for this fight. If you've got a round, if you've got a finish in mind, or just overall, how do you see this one playing out?
I don't really too much like to predict because sometimes I feel I look for something which maybe I might miss an opportunity to take something else. I have been known in the past when I get my hands wrapped on the night, I ask the person wrapping them to sign the finish and the round on my hand wraps. That's why I put a few pictures up in the past of me calling it right, the round and the submission finish. Anyway, after the comments being said, part of me would like it to be the end of round two. We're going into round three, and I'm staring across into Daniel's eyes and, making him think who's going to break first would be a nice way to prove somebody wrong. But if there's an opportunity to take the finish in the first 30 seconds, I'm going to take it as well.
Love it. And that's very cool. I love the hand wrap idea. That's something very, very different. Aaron, best of luck in the fight. Looking forward to it. Octagon 52, Newcastle. going to be watching. I'm sure a lot of people will be. Thanks again for the time today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We'll tweet this out to you when it goes live and everything.
Okay, take care.
You too. Have a great day.
Bye.